really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm editing this video right now, and the mic sounds very grainy when I'm talking. I don't know if it sounds grainy in this or grainy in this clip. I need to get my microphone replaced, but I just wanted to let you know that it is going to be grainy for this video. It's the first time this has happened, so I'm going to try and solve the problem. If it's not fixed in this clip right here, then I'm going to have to do some more research, but I just wanted to let you know that the microphone will be grainy throughout the entire video. Nothing I can do about it at this moment, unfortunately, so please forgive me, and I hope you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Broncos country, today there was some big news for the Denver Broncos, and that is, of course, Rob Walton of Walmart has bought the Broncos for about $4.6 billion. We'll get into all the logistics of how it's the largest sports sale in U.S. history. Or, I believe, is it in U.S. history? I know in NFL history it's the largest franchise purchase. Can't remember exactly if it's the largest in sports history, but we'll get to all those logistics. I have all this stuff that will be shown later in the video. And yeah, I'm just here to show Broncos fans why you should give Rob Walton a shot. I've heard and seen some negative things about Rob Walton online, about Broncos fans not liking this purchase. I don't think it's a terrible move for the Broncos. I think it is, it's a very solid move. So we'll get into all of that and try and convince you why I think this is a good move for the Denver Broncos moving forward. As always, I want to remind you that Jesus is King. I pray that you give your life to him. He's got a plan and a purpose for you. And I just truly hope you accept Jesus with your whole heart and believe that he died on the cross for your sins. And if you do it, then you'll go to heaven. It's that simple. It's that easy by having Jesus or accepting Jesus, that he took your place on the cross to die for your sins. And I hope to see you in heaven. Of course, it's up to you. But I hope you give your life to Jesus. And with that being said, let's jump in to this video. All right, first of all, let's just start with the logistics. Rob Walton has a net worth, and this is what it was when I looked it up online, of $57.9 billion. A lot of people are rounding up to $60 million, but I believe that maybe some got taken off due to the purchase of the Broncos, but that's just what I saw when I looked it up. So you could round up to $60 billion, because I've heard $60 billion before as well. So yeah. So let's go over this right now. This is the highest purchase of an NFL franchise of $4.65 billion, and that's more than double the previous purchase of an NFL franchise, which was of $2.275 billion, which was, of course, David Tepper purchasing the Panthers back in like 2017, 2018. The Broncos, we now possess the richest owner of the NFL, with his net worth being around $60 billion, like I said. The second richest owner in the NFL is David Tepper with around $17 billion. So it is a long gap between Rob Walton and David Tepper, between the two richest owners. And then number 3 is Stan Kroenke of the Los Angeles Rams with $10.7 billion. And of course, Denver fans will know Stan Kroenke. Of course, he owns the Colorado Avalanche, he owns the Denver Nuggets, and I believe he owns the Colorado Mammoth as well. So he owns the 3 teams that play in Ball Arena. He owns 3 of the major sports teams in Colorado. Well, 2 of the major sports teams, because I wouldn't throw lacrosse in the major 4. I'd say hockey, football, basketball, and of course football are the 4 biggest ones. So he owns the Nuggets and the Avalanches, the 2 of the 4 big sports in, of course, the U.S. But not only is he the richest owner in the NFL, he is the 3rd richest owner in the entire world. The 2 that are behind, the first is someone who I've never heard of. It's Mukesh Ambani, who has a net worth of about $84.5 billion, and he owns the Mumbai Indians, which is a cricket team who I looked up before making this video. So that is the richest owner or not the NFL, but in the entire world. He is the richest owner, period, for a cricket team. The second richest owner is a lot of American sports fans will recognize if you know the owners, and that's going to be Steve Ballmer of the Los Angeles Clippers, who comes in with a net worth, I forgot to put the dollar sign in there, but of $68.7 billion. That's going to bug me that I don't have it in there, so let's try to move on quickly. But yeah, those are the two owners who are richer than him when I looked that up online. So Rob Walton, you can slot him in as the third richest owner in the entire world. And I'm going to talk to you why that is going to be a plus with him being the third richest owner. Of course, money makes the world go round, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about more of the how. Let me explain this because I don't have a script, but I'm going to explain to you how the Broncos are going to be a family-run business through Walton. Of course, we're all going to miss Pat Bowlen, but let me talk to you about the ownership of the Broncos now. So, of course, there are going to be some minor owners in the team as well, as there's been some reports. But let's talk about the Waltons equity state. So, of course, the majority owners are going to be the Waltons, and that's obviously going to include Rob Walton, but it's also going to include his daughter, Carrie Walton Pinner, her husband, and Rob Walton's son-in-law, Greg Pinner, and one or two of his grandchildren are being reported in on this deal to be part of the Broncos, and this is going to be more of how the family is going to pass it down when Rob Walton passes away, and kind of that progression of the ownership. So it's going to be a family-run business around the Broncos, which, it's great to hear. It's great to get the owner back in the door. Of course, we all know Pat Bowlen couldn't do that anymore once he got Alzheimer's, which hurt us all. So it will be nice getting that back in. We're all going to miss Pat Bowlen, but I think we should give the Waltons a shot. And let me talk to you why I think that having the third richest owner is going to be very, very nice. So the first thing I have on here is Rob Walton, I believe, said a little bit ago, well, not a little bit ago time-wise, but a while back, he said that if he bought the Broncos, he was going to build them a brand new state-of-the-art stadium. Now, where would he build this stadium? I kind of like the area that it's at in downtown Denver. Maybe it's because it's all I've known, and of course, with my dad and I owning season tickets, we go there a lot. So, I hope it's at least close, because of course you can't build right on top of the current stadium unless you're renovating the entire current stadium. But I believe he would build an entirely new stadium. So if he does, I hope it's close to where it is, just like outside of the city, kind of. I like that location. And let me say, the one thing that I was worried about through this ownership process is that someone was going to relocate the team. And I am very confident in saying that Rob Walton will not relocate the team. He talked about how he loves Denver and the community in his press statement that was released by the Broncos. I didn't get a chance to read it thoroughly. I just kind of skimmed through it, and I'm confident saying Rob Walton's not going to move the team. But where will he build the new state-of-the-art stadium? That is, well, first of all, is it going to happen? I think most likely it will, considering he said that when he bought the team, and he's got the funds to do it. So, we're going to be competing up there with, of course, U.S. Bank Stadium of the Vikings, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium of the Atlanta Falcons. It always confuses me with the Saints and the Falcons both being sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. But I'm excited for this new state-of-the-art stadium. New uniforms. That's going to be up to Rob Walton if he wants to change the logo, the uniforms. Obviously, he's probably most likely going to keep the iconic colors of orange and blue, but what are the new uniforms going to look like if he buys, once he's already bought the team? If he decides to change the uniforms, what are they going to look like? The third thing that I think is very important is he has the money to invest into the team. There's some owners, of course, they got these billions of dollars, but some owners who aren't as wealthy as Rob Walton aren't able to invest in the team, like a new stadium and all the things that come with that, and broadcasting right, or not broadcasting rights, because that's through the network, but these things like building a new stadium that you have to invest money in. Some owners can't afford to do that. So having the money that Rob Walton has is going to be a huge plus for the Broncos. And then kind of tying in with that, he's going to have the money to give back to the city of Denver and the communities around Colorado, which you want to see the owners get involved. It's a big part of owning a franchise is to get into the community and be with the people. So that's going to be a huge part, and being able to invest in that is going to help Rob Walton out, win over the people of Denver. If I missed a spot or missed something that maybe I forgot to put on this list, because I'm gonna be honest, it's about 2 in the morning and my brain isn't fully functioning. So if I miss something, make sure to let me know in the comments, because there could be great points, and I might pin a comment of something I forgot to mention. So check down there. And speaking of checking the comments, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Before we sign out and end this video, I just want to welcome Rob Walton to Broncos country. There was one criteria on my list. That was do not relocate the team. And now that we got Rob Walton, who is now the richest owner in the NFL, and he's able to invest and potentially build a new stadium for us, I'm kind of happy. I know a lot of people are upset about this. I hoped I could kind of sway you towards why this is a good thing, Rob Walton buying it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. I've been Parker, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.